Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. So today we are doing a tiny factory build. So we're using the biggest one that we can and still be called a tiny home or small home. So we're doing 100 tiles one, which I think ends up being about 97 in the end because of deleting like half walls and stuff to get up to our loft area and all sorts of random bits. At one point it changed back to being over 100 and I don't quite know why, but we are making a tiny factory because I wanted to do something that was sort of loft living but also like tiny as well. And a factory is always it's something you don't see that's tiny, so I thought it'd be a fun challenge and doing something that's industrial style as well, which is one of my favorite styles. And the new objects in tiny living go well with some industrial style, so I thought that would be a good combination of stuff. So we're adding in our chimneys. There's about 5. who knows why they need 5 on a factory this small, but we can clearly imagine it's not the greatest factory for the environment. But we are doing some classic factory roofs and also add in some little skylights on a little extended bit because I wanted to use as much of the tiles as possible just to get the maximum space out of it. And we have our little loft upstairs, which is where we get some tiles back because I needed a way to get in to the upstairs bit. So we have a really cool view down into the living area, and I also took away the ceiling underneath some of the roofs as well at the top, so we had a few extra spaces. And then we have some little features. I don't know why I did them. I did them to get more space really, but I use those as little skylights that bring in some natural light to the bottom, even though we'll be putting in the Machino windows, which I've always wanted to finally get to use and always wanted to use to make a cool factory build. So finally get to do that, and that's kind of our main feature of this build is the nice big windows. Also mixing in some of the Discover University like textured like concrete stuff. I don't know quite what the texture is, but mixing that in with the brick just to break it up a little bit on the outside, because some of the wallpapers we got in Discover University were very industrial, so I think it kind of goes with the theme. We can see our big windows out the back as well, which would be an amazing view to have in your living room. That would be super awesome. And you don't have too many other windows at this build because obviously it's quite small. So we've got one upstairs for the bedroom and one below where the bathroom is. Do actually change the layout a little bit on the inside because there wasn't room to put a dining table in, so I was like, we have to have a dining table. And so I just made the bathroom a little bit smaller. It actually is a lot better sized once I've made it smaller. But we're starting off with our living area. So at first I wanted a fireplace there because that'd be quite cool, and using our indents as little book / shelving unit areas, which saves us some space as well, so we can actually have like the sofa and all that sort of stuff. So this is gonna just shift over. We're gonna get rid of the fireplace because it takes up way too much space. They should have done a tiny fireplace, like a little wood burner like we used to get in one of them. Can't remember which one, but I'm sure we had a little wood burner. But the TV gets moved over to there, and we put the sofa as sort of a little break between the stairs and the kitchen area. They can actually fit through that gap, which I'm very surprised about. Everything in this build actually works, and I was astonished. I was just like, okay. I didn't need to test it, but I did. So everything works except for some of the bookcases, but I do put in another small little bookcase. But you can obviously put stuff on the bookcases if you want to. I put a few bits and bobs on. Also put a few plants about as well, because you need to make it a little bit more green and natural in sort of such an industrial sort of environment. And we've also got the Machino amp as well, because now that is a radio, so we can, it actually has a purpose. Instead of being an epic decoration item, we can now actually use it. And we've got a nice industrial kitchen as well, so we're going for some like reds and blues and stuff in here, so kind of ones that go with the bricks and sort of ones that go against the bricks as well. Lots of white in here as well, just to keep it like nice and clean and crisp against all the brick stuff going on. So this is going to move slightly across, so we have to move the fridge up and move the door, because the door fit really nicely underneath the stairs and they could get in there and everything, but it just doesn't fit with what I wanted to do. And I only put a few clutter items in the kitchen as well, because obviously we need to be able to use the counter space. So here we are, we can now fit in a dining table, which actually fits very nicely in the area there. And we have a four-seater one as well, and they can all get around, so if you have friends over or anything, then it works perfectly well to fit all of them around the table. Bathroom, we're kind of going for that industrial, everything is industrial, but I wanted to go for similar colors, so we're going for like browns and blacks in here. So I wanted to use the one with the white drawer on the front, but the wood texture didn't match with the bathroom, and I was just like, no. So I got one that did match, so I had to go and change the shower to being black, and then used the black because we got black on the windows, so black on the mirror, and luckily everything else wood toned matched as well. But it's a very nice well, it's not compact, it's quite a large bathroom, considering some of the ones that you could build. It being a tiny home, you could go a lot smaller than this bathroom, but I think it's a good size, especially if you decided to move two Sims in and they wanted to have a family, so you could squeeze in a toddler bed somewhere and have a toddler, because it has a bath and a shower. And we've got some nice towel racks and a nice little picture of what I always think of is Japan, so I like to use that one around the place. And then upstairs we have our loft bedroom. We've got some really old like floorboards, which I thought would be nice up here, give us a little different tone as well. It's got a little bit of red, a little bit blue, so we're going with that up here. And using the new what are they called, the chest of drawers and stuff, and I used the tall one to actually balance the mirror against it that we got in Parenthood, because that one's always at a little bit of an angle, so I thought it'd be quite fun to like make it look as though it's leaned up against the wardrobe, and I think that's quite a fun little feature. It looks very intentional and kind of like something you would do in a tiny home, hopefully. And have the second dresser as well next to the desk, which it fits nicely at the top, so you've got a proper like working area if one of your Sims is working from home, and you can like sort of go upstairs and keep like your workspace away from your living space, so it fill everything up with some nice clutter items. Also make a little feature on the wall with I love using the bowling light stuff sign and making that into a nice little feature area. I didn't put actually too much stuff on the walls because we didn't actually have that much wall space in the end in this build, so the only kind of wall space we have is upstairs. So we have just some nice white pictures if you like painting on the wall, and then I think I've got a sloth one up there as well, just for some bright colour. We've also got a nice fluffy rug down there as well, just to soften everything up. It is the bedroom as well. You wouldn't want to wake up and like put your foot down on like a loose nail or something like that, which would be horrendous. And we have half walls up here as well, so you can put stuff on them, which I imagine the Sims will go around putting plates all across there and cups, but I have a little book instead of putting it on the little end table. We also have some shoe racks hidden away by the half wall, which is a good little storage feature. and we have a few plants and bits and bobs on the desk just to make it look as though someone has lived in it. We're using the new lighting bits up here, and then obviously we have to go for some big industrial lights for here. We're using the spa day ones. I actually hide some of the little round beamer ones for downstairs because it's annoying that light doesn't pass through 2 floors if you've cut the floor out, which is a little bit annoying, but we can live with it by hiding lights everywhere. I thought it'd be quite nice to put some like upcycled jam jars in the kitchen as well. Perhaps it was like a preserved factory or something like that, so kind of harped back to what was originally there. And obviously popping in our coffee table and our candles as well, because I love that thing. And my new thing is putting the pot plant on the new light lampshade. I did it for fun in one of my builds that I was just doing to try and make myself look as though I was a heels interior designer. And I did it on there. I was just like, yes, I shall forever put a pot plant on this light. It just works so well, especially if you get the similar tones. It looks so cool. So we are now onto outside, doing a little bit of landscaping, putting some flowers in, because I imagine that the Sims who live there kind of like, we need to make it look a little bit prettier on the outside. So they've planted it up. I kind of kept some formal trees about the place as well to kind of make it look as though they were there originally from the when it was a factory. So we've got like a sweeping road that goes all the way around to the other side, where I'm going to put in some of the garage doors from City Living, so it looks as though you'd kind of come in, do delivery, and then come back around again, which is really inefficient. But that's we didn't have too much space on that side, so kind of extended that out to make it look as though it was like a proper driveway with our plants lining it. And we have a little swimming pool down the end here. And while I was watching this back, I was like, I should have built like a little shed on the opposite side, because I was wondering what to put there. I don't think I put anything there. So if you want to go in and add a shed by just putting like 3 walls and a roof on top, then definitely go do that, because that would be an epic idea. And then around this corner that's kind of like tucked away a bit, we've got our barbecue and our eating area, and then we have our little flower arranging or plant area. So put in the little table, we've got our bike as well, and that turns into a really cute little area. In one of the screenshots we'll see it. I think it looks really cute. It's like a really like mix of like earthy stuff and growing, mixed with like the industrial pipes and the garage doors and stuff like that. So I think that's a really cool mix. And putting these Discover University lights in, because they look really like 50s industrial sort of style, so I thought they would be quite fun to put about the place. And they've just got the really like metal bits with the little bobbles on top, which worked very nicely. And adding in our decoration, our pipes and all that sort of stuff. We go in and put some debug items in around the place as well, because I don't have an industrial fence, because I don't have Get to Work. So if you've got Get to Work, you can definitely replace the fence that I've got from Strangerville, and putting that about the place to make it properly fortified industrial. And then I've got a more chain link one for out the back, because that's like a little less private. And I go all the way along to the stone wall as well, because I'm kind of considering that's part of the lot as well, just sneaking in a little bit extra. And I've also put some vines up from Discover University as well in between the garages, which look quite cool. I did want to use that little fish sign. I should have scaled it down and put it over the entranceway as it being like a fish cannery or something like that. And then we've got two cars out the front, and that is our little factory build. So we'll jump into our screenshots so we can get a little bit closer look, get the floor plan as well. I think I included one looking down from the top of the bedroom as well. So this is our living area, our kitchen, so you can see a little bit up the windows, our bedroom, our desk, and looking down, which is quite a cool view, our bathroom and some more bathroom and our outside area, and then our little skill building section, and that is it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.